Okay, so we are going to do this again, friends. We just tried to do this a second ago. It did not work because Mike accidentally turned off the comments. So we could not have known what you were saying. So here's the deal. If this is your very first time watching any of these videos, make sure that you subscribe and then hit the bell for notifications. You will want more of this. I promise you that, okay? Today's video is about how to do more in less time. First thing that I want to do, I did it on the last video, but I'm going to do it again because that video is no longer going to matter. So I want to call out the elephant in the room and talk about the fact that I have Katie. Hi, I was laughing so hard. I don't have any makeup on, and that's totally cool. You guys, I went and got a spray tan because I have an event tomorrow, and I don't want to look like I've been hanging out in Iowa forever. So nothing wrong with Iowa, but it doesn't make for very tan people. It's the thing. So what we're going to talk about today is how to do more in less time. Okay. So we're fresh on the heels of yesterday's video, which was about how to avoid burnout. And avoiding burnout is via windows of massive action, followed by windows of reflection, windows of calming down. It's a cycle, right? You just keep going through the cycle. Massive action, chill out. Massive action, chill out. Eric Worre says something like, it's not, between the tortoise and the hare, the only reason that the hare didn't actually win that is because he got distracted and went away. If the hare would have ran, stopped, chilled out for a little while, ran again, stopped, chilled out, ran again, the hare would have won, the tortoise wouldn't have won. The only reason the tortoise ever won is because the hare got distracted and left completely, right? If we can do massive action in short bits of time and then followed by chilling out and taking care of ourselves, followed by massive action, you are going to get very far, very fast, and you'll not have lost a thing in the process. Okay. Carrie, welcome back. Katie, ooh, I like that analogy. It was good. He actually did it running around the room, and I thought that was the best thing ever. I will watch Eric Worre run around a room. And it was on ×2 when I was watching him. So 2 times the speed. It was funny. Anyway, so what we're going to talk about today is how to do more in less time. Okay. So this is almost even breaking. If you followed me at all, you know that I'm a systems girl and I break things down. So there's like the conceptual world, there's the concepts, there's the ideas, the sort of like ambiguous stuff. And then I break that down into, okay, so this is what it actually looks like. So this, and this. And then I even break those down into, and then here's how you do that really well. Okay. So now what we're going to talk about is how to find more time in your day, how to manage the things that should you be doing them, or can you pass them off to somebody else to do? And how do you do that in a cost-effective way? Okay. I come from the world of startups. Everything needs to be cost effective. Okay. When you're in a startup, you no cash flow typically. And if you do, it's from venture capitalists or something like that. It's going to be from people that look to find their money back, right? They're looking to get their money back. They're not wanting to spend a whole lot of money in the process beyond R&D. I'm not going to get into all that. Anyway, so the very first thing, there's 2 separate things here. The very first thing is to get a VA. Some of you might be glazing over when I say that. Let's kind of build into it. So a VA is a virtual assistant, you guys. And whenever people first hear VA, I think there's an immediate thought of, I can't afford that, or I can't, not me, I'm not able to do that. I'm not the person who has an assistant. I'm not the person who, I'm not that person, right? That's a limiting belief, you guys. You are that person. You're absolutely that person. If you need help with your time, you're that person, okay? But I'm going to show you how you can do it in a way that does not break the bank, okay? And I'm going to show you how to find people, really, really good people. I've worked with one girl for almost 3 years at this point. She is excellent at what she does, okay? and she works remotely from another country. Her and I communicate well. She does the things that I need help with her doing, and it doesn't cost that much money because from the money standards, there what her cost of living and our cost of living are so different. I can support her and her family over there without busting the budget for myself over here just because I live in the US. Okay. So the very first thing that you need to determine whenever you're looking at a virtual assistant, also super quick, if you're watching this and you have questions, feel free to go ahead and ask your questions. I'll answer them at the end. Okay. The very first thing you need to determine is what can you give up? Okay. This is the hardest question you will ever have to answer, probably ever in your life. Whenever you're talking about your business, your baby, your thing that you have been growing and that you're so excited about, all of that, what of that can you hand over to somebody else, right? So scary. Am I right? Is it scary? Are you guys freaked out by even hearing that? Because there's all sorts of questions that come up. What if they flub up, right? Like what if everything falls apart? Da, da, da. First of all, everything can't fall apart unless you're totally not paying attention for years. Everything cannot fall apart. Okay, it's not going to be a problem, and it's going to be a good thing all in the end. Okay, yeah, and control freak. I get it. Katie said, yes, control freak here. Absolutely, but we have to release that because if we plan to grow to and I believe that anybody that is watching me right now, you have everything it takes to be a millionaire. And I'm not just being like, oh, everybody can. I'm saying you, because you're following what I'm doing, have everything that it takes to be a millionaire. But one of those things that it takes is you have to be able to relinquish control over some things. Okay, you guys, you have to, or else those windows of massive action followed by chill out, those windows of massive action are going to have to get bigger and bigger and bigger if you plan on handling everything. It's not going to be worth it to you. It's in the end, it will not be worth it to you. You need to find some help that is worthy of you. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Carrie, would the VA idea work with a spouse who wishes to support you in your business? Yes, 100%. Yeah, yes. So the first thing is determine what you can give up. I give up things to Mike. He does things for our business that, we give things up to each other also. And so what can you give up? So the question here is, what needs you? Okay. And then what can somebody else do in your place? So something that I never, ever, 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 ever give up is my character on the online. Like if you see Martha Krejci said something to you, Martha Krejci said something to you. I don't have other people go in and talk for me like on social media and stuff like that. If you see I said something to you, I 100% said something to you. That is something that some people like movie stars and stuff like that, they'll outsource to, somebody on their team and they'll actually be answering you. And that's something that I have to be, and it's because of the nature of the business. It's the nature of who I am and my relationship to you guys. I want to be talking to you. Like that's something I'm not willing to give up. Now, can I hit every question? No, but I'm not going to pretend like I hit every question and then sort of phone it in. I'm not going to do that. If I'm saying something, I'm saying something. It's me is what I'm saying. So what are the things that you can give up? So things that I have given up are things like admin duties. So I do a thing where I train people's teams. Well, I don't reach out to that person that, like there's a whole thread in my Gold Getters group. There's a whole thread of where I can train your team or whatever. My girl goes to all of those people and organizes that time. She determines that. She puts it on my calendar. She gets me in the group. She lets me know where I'm supposed to be when. That is the kind of thing that you guys, hand to God, if I were to be doing that myself, I would not have time for anything else. I would not have time for anything else. Okay. Let alone my Young Living business. Okay. So it's things like that don't need your personal flavor that can be done like that. So so maybe you're setting up times, maybe you're setting up appointments with leads, maybe you're maybe you are, well, it's usually appointment setting, that's usually it. Or you write a blog. If it's blog related, you write the blog, you send it to your VA with the images you want to be attached to it. If you're not big into websites and it's not your something that you're very good at, right? Then what you do is you send it to your VA. They put it up for you. They'll put the words up for you. They'll put the pictures up for you. Anything that you can imagine, you guys. All right. This is where you're like, your heads are going to start to spin, because you're going to be like, I think we're hitting a magical moment here where your heads are going to start to spin, and you're going to be like, and it's a good spin. Okay. Where you're like, oh my goodness, the world is opening up, because there are people that are excellent at every single thing that you need to do. And all you have to do is put out an order basically onto this website that I'll tell you about here in just a second. It's the one that I use anyway. I have no horse in this race. I get no money from it, yada, yada. I'm just telling you what I use. So you put your order out there, and basically people start bidding for your job and telling you how much per hour they would need for that, and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So it can be about blogging. It can be about doing graphics for you. It can be about anything. You can tell them, like, maybe you have a bunch of quotes that you want to put on some graphics or something like that. Or maybe you're making your own bundles, right? Like if you're a Young Living person watching this, I know all sorts of people watch these, but if you're a Young Living person watching this, we create these different bundles based on like just stuff that we've used. You can give them pictures of all the products. They'd be able to cut them out and put them in a bundle for you. I mean, it does not need to be difficult, you guys. You can have a person for that stuff, okay? I personally use it for admin duties, because that other stuff either I can do or Mike can do. So that's like personally between us, we've got the creative mostly taken care of, but the admin stuff, the scheduling, the like that sort of thing is where like I need help. I need help if I need a flight somewhere, if I need like that stuff, I need help with, and that's what she helps with. So so there is that. What can you give up, basically? So here's where I found my VA, and I really, really love it. I really love her, not it, excuse me. I go to Upwork.com, and you can go ahead and write that down. It's upwork.com. And what you do, you set up a profile. I'm trying to remember how this goes here. So you set up a profile. You let them know that you're not looking for work, that you're looking for a worker. Okay. My person is $10 an hour. So if I only need 3 hours of work done a week, that has freed up 3 hours for me. First of all, it's 3 of her hours, because if she's better at something than I am, it will take me more than 3 of her hours to do it. Let's be very clear about that as well, okay? But if it only takes her 3 hours to do something, I pay her $30 for the week. And I don't have to pay her if we didn't do anything the following week. Like, that's how we've arranged things. So what you do is you say what you're looking for. So say I'm looking for a virtual assistant, and then say the duties include X, Y, and Z, whatever your duties include. Don't try to edit your duties down because you think that they should be something different. Y'all, call out what you need. What you need. We are in a new world now. You say what you need, and it is going to come to you, okay? Say what you need. Don't think, oh, this is probably going to cost way too much money or whatever. You will be very, very surprised that it does not cost much money to do anything. Anything. So, yeah, you say what you need. And then here are the things that I want you to think about whenever you're choosing someone, okay? I have never found a bad person on Upwork. I used Freelancer, and again, I'm not associated with either of these places. I used Freelancer, and I did get 2 bad people. it may have been the luck of the draw, but that was a pretty bad luck of the draw. So it was like 0 for 2 at Freelancer. But Upwork, I've had great people, and I've used a few different people for different types of projects. So I would absolutely use Upwork. They're really good. But here's the criteria that I use for my people with Upwork. Okay. And then we'll move on to the second thing, and then we'll wrap this up because this doesn't need to be a crazy long video. But the very first thing is the percentage of, how good they are. It'll say they have a 98%, approval rating, or 97%. Some of them will say 80 something and 70 something. Stay in the high 90s. You are allowed to be choosy and still be within your price range. I promise you that. Don't think because your price range is lower, if it is, that you can't be choosy. Believe me, you can still be choosy, okay? So make sure that they are above, I would say above 95 in the approval rating. And then you're also going to want to look at, so whenever they send their proposal to you, you'll get a bunch of these messages, and then it's kind of like, woo, jackpot. But whenever you are looking at the different proposals, look at their own reviews, the reviews that they have from their previous clients, okay? And then pay attention to how many reviews they have and how many clients they've worked for, because there's like this thing, you can have a 5-star business on Facebook, but only one person said it was 5 stars. Does that really matter? Right? Because that could be your mom. So if it's 99%, see how many people said that, right? How many people responded to say that. So if somebody has 100 jobs and a 99% rating, yeah, they're probably really legit. If they have 25 jobs and a 99% rating, I wouldn't say no to somebody that has less jobs, or even like no job. I wouldn't say no to that person, but I would definitely have more of a conversation with them to make sure they're a good fit for what we're doing, okay? Because it's not their fault if they just started. You have to start somewhere, right? You have to get those numbers from somewhere. So I don't hold it against them, but do make sure that you do your own due diligence in asking the questions that you need to be asking, okay? And those kind of questions are going to be more about your project and what you're looking to get done. Somebody said, yeah, okay, we got it, Upwork. Let's see. Okay, so that's it for the VA thing. Now, the second way and do you see how that can give you a lot of time? Are you spending time searching for things online that you wish were just already built for you? Because you can just have them built for you and then sent to you, and then you use them. And now that search time, that hour or 2 hours or whatever of search time, can be used for something else, or you can be snuggling with your babies. You don't need to be wasting time like that. Your life fleets, right? It's just like, it's just a blur if you're doing that stuff. So number 2 is automation, you guys. So automation is going to be when you set up, and I use Get Oiling specific, and then the automation would kick in and give them the more information or something like that. Now, with automation, because the world is definitely trending toward automation, if you've followed me for even 5 minutes, you know that I am very, 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 it's important for me to be human, right? To be face-to-face, to be even if it's online, right? Like you're looking at my eyeballs, like we're face to face, right? That you can see me emote, you can see like the passion. That matters more than just a click of an email. It's different. So automation has its place, but we also need to be having our own place in the relationships with our future customers or with our existing customers or clients, right? And so you need to walk that line of what can be automated and what do I need to do? Like I reach out to my people at least once a month, every single month, okay? And that's not via automation. That's me getting on the phone. That's me texting them. That's me seeing what's going on in their life, right? Because I care. And that's very, very important to me. That can't be done via automation. It can be done via automation, shouldn't, in my opinion, be done via automation, okay? Automation is best served whenever you're doing something like, excuse me, I'm just yelling at this point. Automation is best served whenever, say, somebody signs up with a starter kit, and then like an oil starter kit or something. Then they would be popped into your automation that over the course of the next few weeks, they're going to be getting emails about how to use that kit, right? Like that's something that you don't need to call them every day and tell them how to use that kit. That automation could send them a text a day. It could send them a text a week. It could send them an email, and then an email one day and a text a couple days later. That's the kind of automation that's going to save you time, but keep the education coming for the person that needs that education. Because here's the thing is you don't need to continuously teach and reteach and reteach and reteach the same thing over and over again. Whenever it's a teaching capacity, that is a good place for automation. When it's a relationship, how are you? You're a human being. I'm a human being. Let's connect. When that's the situation, it needs to be you, and it cannot be automation if you want it to be authentic, transparent, and good and good. But automation is going to be best served whenever it's an education piece, right? I talk a lot about soft education, and that's educating via anecdotes and stories and situations in our lives and things like that. That automation to be able to send anecdotes to people and things like that, that is a good place for that, okay? Okay, so automation would be the second thing. That's how you're going to get more time in your life. Do you see how you can get more done by just setting up these different things? One, having somebody else do it, outsourcing. First of all, just believing and praying and outsourcing. And then and just some stuff, just a little at first, and then a little more and a little more. And then the other one is automation. I'm ready for your questions whenever you guys have them, okay? Let's see. What time is it? Ooh, it's 4:35. Excuse me. Carrie, would the VA idea work with us? Oh, we already talked about that. I agree. It's so hard, and I know it would be worth it. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go. And especially if you've got a bit of red in your personality, and I believe you do a little bit, Carrie. I have a lot of red in my personality, and I know that it's very, very hard to let go. It's like, but this is mine, and like I do it right. And what if somebody else messes it up? And then, oh my goodness, it's like anxiety inducing at first. But that little bit of anxiety it produces at the very beginning is worth, get me here, is worth the peace of mind you'll have later not having to worry about it. I promise you that. I was in Hawaii and I didn't have to worry about a thing. And that's because I had folks taking care of me. I was able to enjoy Hawaii. I wouldn't have been able to enjoy Hawaii if I didn't have folks taking care of my business. So it's important. It's super, super important. Jacqueline, preach it. Oh man, I already know, you know. Amy, is there a good place to find a VA on the internet? Oh yes, it is Upwork. And let me put that in here. So it's Upwork.com. Again, I'm going to say I have no horse in that race. I do not get paid. I am not affiliated. It is not my, it's not my thing. I don't know if that first getoiling.com/Martha went through. I'm just going to put it in there again in case it didn't. Katie Lynn, good. I wondered that because I do think there are diamond leaders who have done that. Thank you for being authentic. They have to have done that. They have to have done that. If they didn't do that, I pray for them. They have to have done that. You will drive yourself absolutely bonkers nuts if you don't outsource some of this stuff, because it's a lot. And especially for those people that teach classes, like I don't even teach classes, y'all, and this is a lot. But for those that teach classes and stuff too, what? Yes, they're outsourcing. They are. Caitlin, Upwork, yes. Okay, and you're all good. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to see if you guys have any other questions, and then I'm going to pop off here. I have a team training in about 20 minutes, and then what am I doing? Then I'm doing something else. Oh, we're setting up for the event tomorrow. Duh. We're going to get coffee first, and then we're going to set up for the event tomorrow. Okay, I don't see questions, so I'm going to let you guys go. You have an awesome night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, you guys.